never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Find another.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. My show is brought to you by the Fan Boys and the Fan Girls at thefanboys.com on the World Wide Web, which I am a part of, not only here on YouTube with Ref Brandon and the Todd family, but also part of the weekly wrestling and racing podcast that we do. You can also follow us at winningedgesportsnetwork.com for all your sports news and notes. And of course, since it's a Wednesday, it's time for another weekly top 10 countdown. I figured since last week was not about the world of sports, this week we get back into the world of sports. And this week's top 10 countdown comes to us courtesy of ESPN.com, and it is the top 10 players in the year 2022 in the world of college football, now that the season is complete. So they gathered up all the stats, they put them all together, and they put out who they thought were the best 10 players in the world of college football in the 2022 college football season. I'm not going to go into details on each player's stats. If you do so choose to read all of their stats, you can go to ESPN.com and read this article, and up under each player's name, it gives you their stats for the 2022 college football season. And I don't think there's anybody on this list, when you hear their name, you're going to say, who are they? Who'd they play for? So I'm not going to waste your time telling you who they played for, because it's 10 big name players from all the biggest name teams in college football. So I think you're all going to know who they are. Number 10, Blake Corum. Number 9, Marvin Harrison Jr. Number 8, Will Anderson Jr. Number 7, Max Duggan. And number 6, Jalin Hyatt. Again, 10 through 6, Blake Corum, Marvin Harrison Jr., Will Anderson Jr., Max Duggan, and Jalin Hyatt. Number 5, Bijan Robinson. Number 4, Bryce Young. Number 3, C.J. Stroud. Number 2, Jalen Carter. And number 1, of course, Caleb Williams. Now, had there been anybody on this list that played for, a small group of 5 school, or even maybe a Power 5 school that wasn't any good, I would have told you who they were. But it's players from all the biggest teams in college football, so I think everybody's heard of every player on the list. So, according to ESPN, no surprise, Caleb Williams, who won the Heisman, was the best player in college football in the year 2022. Now, some of these guys are seniors who cannot come back next year, and some of them are sophomores or juniors who have already said they will or won't be back. But out of all the eligible guys that can come back, it'll be interesting to see how many of them choose to come back. And of course, the ones that are sophomores have to come back next year as long as you're a sophomore because you started in 2021. If you're a sophomore because you started in 2020, of course, that year does not count towards eligibility, so that means you've been in college 3 years. As long as you've played 3 years of college football, you can go to the NFL, but the sophomores who just started in the 2021 season have to come back next year. Any thoughts on any of these guys? Please feel free to let me know. Finally, a quick shout out to our sponsors, Arden's Burger and Grill and Ride and Shine Detail of the Upstate. And don't forget about our non-profit organization, Building Homes, Rebuilding Lives, Homes for the Troops. And check them out online at hfotusa.org. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. And this might be actually a question you want to ponder. If a Whole Foods store sells sliced apples, is it false advertising? And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.